Hello and welcome back to Thomas's Mustache. Today we are going to be doing a shaving video. So a little bit of background, I was not going to do a shaving video today. I was planning on it, but last night I did not get the best sleep. So I was thinking maybe it'd be better to wait till I'm a little more rested. But then I thought, after a coffee, that maybe I would be able to after all. So, without further ado, let's begin. I have some official photographs to take. Unfortunately, I don't have the luxury of picking and choosing too much anymore about when to take those pictures, so I decided I'm going to shave the chin at least, my little goatee that I've been fostering for a short time. I think for photos that are going to be lasting a while, like a driver's license, you should pick the style that you prefer, even if it's not the one you wear all the time. I do prefer to just have my mustache, and although I do grow my goatee out quite regularly, it's not exactly how I see myself. So I'll get rid of it because, well, for something that lasts 5 or 10 years on an official license or document or something, you should look how you want to look, right? So I'm going to be getting my photos done pretty soon, and I thought, why not do it for the video? Okay, that should do it. Okay, hopefully you don't hear any noises outside because, well, I find people don't really know how to use a reasonable volume when they're talking to somebody right next to them. So even I can hear the conversation sometimes when I'm 3 stories up. Okay, let's begin. I have to be very sure of my movements when I'm a bit sleepy. And I have a tissue here. I used to just wash it down the sink, but I find that my sink is not very good. It gets plugged too easily. So I usually just wipe it on a tissue here and then chuck it away. Okay. I am left-handed, but I do both hands. Yeah, looks all right. Today's not so hot, by the way. Last 2 videos I was telling you about the heat. It's very reasonable now. It's 5 degrees Celsius cooler than it was last video. It's supposed to be cooling down. I don't know how much. You know, the weather forecast, it always says, oh, it's going to cool down in 2 weeks. But then when 2 weeks comes, it's going to cool down in another 2 weeks. So I don't know how you predict so far ahead, but also it hardly ever is accurate. You can't really predict it too easy. Weather is something that I just find If they say it's going to rain, just assume that it's not. And if it's going to rain, it'll be raining. That's what I think. Okay, this is the part that you've all been waiting for. Usually around here I just go left-handed when I'm really close. There we are. Just trimming the side. Interesting, the mustache hairs are a different color than the sideburn hairs. That's interesting. I never noticed that before. That's a lot of hair. Looks like I did nick myself a little bit. Wonder how that happened. Okay, that's pretty good. Now the next part is, some people don't like it, I love it. It's the alum block part. This is good to do right after you finish your shave. If you cut yourself and you don't know, you will know after you use the alum block because you'll feel a stinging sensation. I always think that it's the best thing in the morning. When you're feeling a bit tired, it'll wake you right up. So I've got water here. I find it helps the block slide better over the skin. So I will go over all those nice little cuts I did, and I'll feel a little more awake. Oh yeah, that feels great. Right here, oh yeah, feel that. Right on those little cuts. Oh yeah. I like to go right over it. The alum block is good for, I find it helps keep things clean and it tightens up the skin. Yep. That's good. That's perfect. Okay. Now for the next part. That's pretty good. You might be wondering why I don't go over my face twice, or some people do go from a different angle to maximize that baby butt smooth shave. I go once. My skin and this humidity, it doesn't go together. So if I go too close and I get too into it, I do find that my hairs don't like that. They grow in a bad way, ingrown hairs and what have you. So I go once over. It's like rough within a day, but it's just safer that way. I avoid a lot of problems by just going over it that way. So I always keep a bit of soap on the brush just in case, but shaving for me is a lot quicker than for some people because I don't have the skin for that sort of closeness. And also I don't really need that because I do shave regularly, except for when I want to let it grow a little bit. So next up, I thought what we would do is some pomade. This here is the putty. I got, I was pretty foolish. I bought this from Captain Fawcett and I rationed it because it was expensive. I rationed it. It was valuable, so I didn't want to use it all at once, and it dried out a bit. So it looks really ugly. I'm going to keep using it. I'm just going to use it all up and regret that some of the value was depreciated by my rationing. And then when I shaved my head, I obviously didn't use it, so it dried out. It happens. More for the gels, I find they're much better if you let them sit for a while. But for the putties, you should use them quicker than slower, no matter how much they cost. Just use them. Because I don't even want to show you what it looks like, but it don't look good. So I'm going to use it. It still functions. It's just not visually pleasing to look at. So I am going to put some in, and then we'll call that a video. Okay, let's get started here. Just gonna grab a glob of it, like so. The color is a little bit off, which is unfortunate. I have pre-wetted my hair, of course, and it's even that perfect sort of moistness. For a putty, I find it can go in a little drier than a gel, especially the hard sticking ones, the super slick, super strong ones. So a little bit drier. You know, you probably noticed in many of my videos that the back does not look good. So I try to be conscious, but I gotta tell you, my hair grows out of multiple places in multiple directions. So it is very difficult to tame my hair. And it's almost impossible. That's why I prefer to use very hard, drying, gel-based pomades, more like the super slick style, because my hair, it needs to be very long for it to behave, and when it's too long, and I cut my own hair, of course, the back gets too long. So unfortunately, it is what it is. So I do know that, yeah, the back does not look great, mainly because it just will not behave But I hope you enjoyed and look forward to another video very soon. Until next time, I'll say toodaloo.